This show is made possible by Eni, an Italian energy company at work all over the world.
This episode of The Italian Mentor is brought to you by Azienda Agricola Mulinello and Tenute Gigliotto.
Italian style, Italian fashion, Italian food, Italian design here in New York. This is The Italian Mentor, and I am Gabriella, your host in this journey of Made in Italy. Good afternoon. When New Yorkers step out of their apartments, they do it with confidence, traveling from point A to point B without missing a single step, even if they're wearing high heels. I also never forgot what Giorgio Armani once said. Fashion is not trying to get noticed, but trying to get remembered. Having this in mind, today we are here in one of the temples of fashion in New York, Domenico Vacca. Hello Domenico, how are you?
I'm good, I'm very good. How are you?
Nice to see you.
Very good to see you. You're so elegant.
If you have to define the Italian fashion style, what would you say? What would you tell about that?
I think that Italian style is a mix of our heritage, first of all. It's about our culture, it's about our art, it's about attention to details, it's about many, many different things that makes Italian style something that is identifiable. I find it very elegant. I believe that it's about being really dealing with beauty as much as possible and express it through style, through clothes, through fashion.
And if you have to define the differences, tell the differences between Italian and American style, what would you say?
I think it's a little bit the relationship between the mentor and the students. I think that the Americans are really enjoying being educated about style and about fashion and beauty in general by the Italians that have been really dealing with beauty for thousands of years.
My idea of Italian fashion is very classic, clean lines, but it has a bit of personality to it.
I love it. Tailoring's great, fabrics are beautiful.
I think it's beautiful. I think everybody dresses very, very well. It's very chic, but it's very clean. It's very crisp.
I think Italians are always at the top when it comes to fashion.
And I really look to Italian fashion as an inspiration for myself.
As I was doing research for the show, I discovered many interesting details about fashion. Did you know that bikini was named after the Pacific island where the US government was testing nuclear bombs? And its inventor was expecting that swimming suit to go down like a bomb. And in fact, it really did. When it first came out, it was banned in several countries, including, surprise, surprise, Italy. Apparently, it offended the sensibility of the Pope. Or did you know that the spacesuits of the astronauts that first landed on the moon were actually designed by Playtex, the company that traditionally associated with bras? Their design, believe it or not, was the one who convinced NASA the most. So we had the bra company helping men going into space, which is a wonderful way to show that fashion can really get you anywhere. So Domenico, tell me, how did you start your career? Is this what you always wanted to do as a child?
Everything comes from my mother's side. My grandmother had a fashion company already in Andria in 1940 and had 35 ladies, seamstresses working for her and tailors. And all her side of the family was really into tailor making.
So how was for you, being an unknown, a newcomer for the fashion business, to start here a new business as a foreigner?
What we really find out that was missing in the United States was authentic Italian clothes for men and women. All the brands, the Italian brands, the luxury brands that came from Italy here were mainly selling to department stores. And they were modifying their style, their fit, their selection of fabrics to accommodate the needs of the department stores that thought were accommodating the needs of the consumers. So the point was really to kind of open a sartoria, you know, a tailor shop right on Fifth Avenue, right next the major luxury brands. We were also, let's say, very lucky at the time that costume designers from Hollywood, you know, costume designers are the ones that build the wardrobe for major movies and TV series in Hollywood. They start coming in because they saw something different. So we start working with them, and our first project actually was to create the wardrobe for Denzel Washington for American Gangster. That was an epic movie, it was a very successful movie. And then from there, we've done 50 movies and TV series projects up to now.
How many VIP people knock at your door?
No, we have a lot of them, and everything started with Hollywood, with the wardrobe that we did, and we still do many of them for movies and TV series. Then we start dressing the same stars on the red carpets, because when we dress them for the movies, they look so great, and they would fall in love with the clothes. They say, okay, you know, like, you know, we dressed Daniel Day-Lewis when he won
the Oscar.
For the Oscar when he won for Lincoln. We dress a lot of, you know, great actors in Hollywood.
In this building, you don't only show your clients your clothes and your bags and shoes, but the way you want a home be set, or even dishes. You have
a cafe, very Italian style, so you can come and drink
a coffee,
a fantastic coffee. And some people are already saying that it's the best coffee in New York, best espresso in New York. A barber shop, because grooming for men is very important. You can have somebody that is well dressed and not well groomed. Then, of course, we can live out the women from this concept. So we create an hair salon and a beauty salon where women can come and have all their beauty treatment, the you know, haircut and everything else. And then we open our gallery under the same roof. And everything works very well. I wanted to create an embassy of Italian luxury in New York.
I think that art and fashion have been together almost from the beginning, you know? Hundreds of years of history of collaboration between artists. I think designers themselves are artists, you know, of their kind, and I think it's a very close relationship, and every day, especially in today's world, you see a lot more of those synergies being put together between designers and painters or other kinds of artists.
We are still in Domenico Vacca's building, and in his terrace, wonderful terrace that is a typical New Yorker terrace, but with a typical Italian and let's say Apulian stone on the walls, on the floor.
Yes.
Does this stone come from
This stone
Apulia?
comes from Trani, that is a town in Puglia, and I really wanted to bring the Puglia and Italian feel in this terrace.
Do you get inspiration from this place?
Absolutely.
For your clothes, for your design?
Coming from a small town in Italy, Andria, I still remember that every day we had to dress well. It's like you have a training in fashion even if you don't want it. And then another one of my great inspiration is my father, and he was one of the best dressed men in the south of Italy ever. And I remember to go with him to the tailor to pick the fabric. I've never seen my father without a tie, even when we were home watching TV. So he was an icon of style for me. And a lot of the suits that my father had, I redid it in my men's collections.
I'm very curious to see all your best creations.
Absolutely.
Let's go inside.
Let's go.
Domenico, can we say that here we find the value of your brand? Things are made by hands.
Yes, absolutely. I'm a very strong believer that we need to preserve certain things in the world, and one of them is the skills, is the craftsmanship in any sector, in any product possible. So Italy, as you know, one of the best things is we have amazing master tailors and seamstresses that are very good in sewing everything by hand. And it's very interesting because when you talk, especially with people that are not Italians, and you say, this garment, this jacket, this coat is done by hand, they think that by hand has been, the fabric has been taken and put in under the sewing machine. So we need to explain that it's not, it's actually sewn by hand, and they don't believe it because there is not such a tradition here as developed as in Italy. So it's very, very important for me to keep this alive. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, to be a tailor in Italy was not really what people wanted to do. Exactly.
Yeah,
so
cool.
I think that us as Domenico Vacca and other very few brands have actually turned that around. Today, a lot of young guys in Italy get closer to this kind of job, and then they appreciate it, they like it, and they do it. Because I think we turn it in a cool job to do. If you have a tailor, you are an artist. I'm a strong believer of that. I love when something is done by hand. If the stitching in my jackets are too perfect, I worry because the imperfection is what really makes a garment the best garment in the world, because you can see that has been done with a human hand and a human eye instead of a computer.
Cannot be perfect.
Exactly. So we always develop, we always work on the new interesting things, and then from the sketches we go to the pattern. So this, what you see, is actually the pattern, the carta modello, that is the model
that make the jacket.
Absolutely,
or
because, because at the end,
dress.
what you're going to have is one of these beautiful fabrics will be laid out on a table, in one piece, and then you go with this that has been designed by the pattern maker, and then you cut it around, and then you do it.
So this is a?
This is a sleeve. This is absolutely one of the pieces. Is a sleeve. So this goes, for example, here, and then you turn it around. So this is, and then gets sewn. So this is actually the sleeve of this jacket. And then we have the front piece, the back piece, and everything else.
And then there is someone that sew everything by hand.
Absolutely. So 90% of everything is done by hand. Very little is done with the machine. Only those points where the traction will be too strong, it will break. Or even the 10% that the seams that are done by machine, they are also top stitched by hand.
I love how classic and how elegant his collection is. It's very feminine. The colors are very soft. The color palette is amazing. It's actually for everybody. It's not too strong, not too not too black, you know. He's using all the colors, but in a very soft way. That's definitely something that I would like to wear, and I do.
So Domenico, this is your latest collection. How wonderful. Can you tell us a little bit about this?
It's a very elegant woman that wants to be elegant from the morning until night. So daytime pieces, and then cocktail dresses, and then evening gowns. You know, a lot of our clients today, travel around the world.
Yes.
So it's very important to have something that makes you look good in any moment of your day and in any place you are around the world. So it's a very international collection in a certain way. It makes women very confident, elegant, and chic at the same time throughout the day.
And which is your favorite piece of cloth?
This is one of my favorite pieces, and that's our signature pieces. Fitted shirt in silk, Swarovski crystal, to add a little bit of sparkling to the shirt and to the woman that wears it. With a great leather skirt. There's a lot of leather in this collection. Leather is coming back big time, very soft, and in this case it's mixed with an alligator skin.
And where does the inspiration come from?
The inspiration comes from many, many different things. It's a little bit our clients, it's our muse that actually is my fiancée, Leonora Pironi. There's an actress and model. Also Italy, of course. I always say when you are born in a country that 75% of the entire art of the world is in Italy, just walking down the street, walking into a church, you get inspired by the colors of the frescoes or many other things. And then, of course, the fact that, in America, when you talk about streetwear, you talk about jeans and ripped jeans, ripped t-shirts. When you talk about streetwear in Italy, you talk about this beautiful, elegant women walking down the street. So it's a little bit different streetwear concept between Italy and the United States. So that's the inspiration most of the times.
Tell us about the development of new products. How do you do that?
Sometimes I wake up in the morning and say, oh, I dreamed something very interesting last night, a color, or a situation, or something. Or I just travel around the world as I usually do for business, and I get, there's something that captures my eye. And then, for example, this summer, we were in Sardinia, we were in south of Italy. So from a flower, the color of a flower, or the color of the sea, or anything else, it really gets incorporated in my brain, and then from there it goes to creation. So we start with an idea, we put it on paper, we start working on it, and then with the team we try to understand if it's doable or not. I'm known to do things that are not easily doable right away. For example, when we don't go to handbags and accessories, this is an example. This is a bag that you can use even during the day in different colors, and maybe as a cocktail, with a cocktail dress or an evening gown. This is completely done on a wood frame. So actually we went back to redo the bags the way they were doing it. And what is very interesting on this bag is not only that you have the bag, the part here, where you can put everything, your personal belongings, but also the most interesting part is this one. So you put on top here, you put your makeup, you have a mirror. So after looking at many women, digging in their purses, trying to find makeup in a big bag and everything,
it's a great idea.
It's a little taste of heaven in here. These particular silk, they're absolutely amazing. Just the materials and the fabric that he chooses to use, this happens to be one of my favorites. We wear this on a daily. Whether it be with jeans, leather, to the opera.
And this is your men collection.
Yes.
What type of man is the Domenico Vacca man?
It's a very confident man. Let's put it this way. I think that contrast, that flexibility in your wardrobe for men right now is very, very important. So he's a man that says, okay, still I need to have few elements in my wardrobe. They are casual, but also express my attention to details and to beautiful things. And then you can move to be a little bit more formal with a full suit. And also there, we try to do something that is very, very new. For example, if you look at this particular suit, that of course is completely made by hand. This is a design that we did for a movie, actually here in the United States, called Entourage. And what we did was to reinterpret a little bit a classic. So it's a plaid jacket. As you can see, these beautiful checks in a gray color. The lapel is a little bit narrower than the usual pick lapel, but also what is really interesting is to have this inside vest that is a double breast vest but without a collar. So the double breast vest is typical of the British look, but we make it actually more Italian and younger, taking out the collar and still having the double breast that gives you really a nice shape.
And you also designed accessories for men.
Absolutely, we have a great collection. We love alligator. It's one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite materials to work with. And there are very few artisans that can do this in Italy. We have the last, I believe, 5 artisans that can do these pieces, because it's expensive to make it, of course, because it's alligator, but also it's very difficult to make it. This, for example, is a very unique piece. It's actually a garment bag in alligator, and when you open it, this is the entire belly of the alligator. Every single detail has to really be watched and be careful and designed 100% perfect.
And your creative group is here and there, or how they mingle together?
I have a few of my creative guys here with me in New York that assist me on a daily basis when I'm here, and then in Italy, in the south of Italy, in near my hometown in Andria, in Puglia, and in Naples, where we make 80% of the production of what we make.
I do a lot of browsing. I'll come in, I'll look at a few fabrics, and then I consult with Domenico. He gives me very personalized one-on-one attention. He puts everything together with a lot of different variabilities. It's what you want, the way you want it, and it's tailor-made to fit you specifically. And it's a piece, especially with Domenico Vacca, it's timeless. It never ages out. It lasts, you know, for as long as you need it to.
So this is your signature, the Swarovski buttons on the silk shirt.
Yes, absolutely. It's one of our most popular pieces. Our clients love them. We do it in 30 different colors. And I like the putting together the Swarovski crystal with the silk. Makes it very interesting, very feminine, very elegant.
And what I think is that you can wear this cloth the whole day. I mean, if you have a meeting in the morning, you dress up like this, and then if you don't have time to go back to your home to get changed, you can still wear these two things for the cocktail, or even for an evening dinner.
Absolutely. You know, Americans love transitional clothes, meaning outfits that you can wear in the morning and go to your office, do your business, meet somebody for drinks, or go into a cocktail in the afternoon, and then go for dinner at night. So this is a perfect look, you know, even the skirt, the shoes, and the silk shirt with the Swarovski buttons.
And now, ready for a very important evening.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
And I think the fabric is amazing.
Yes, this is all satin, it's the lace. It's a perfect cocktail dress. You can wear it at any event, you know, from 5 p.m. and on. I like it. It's one of our pieces that we like the most.
I think Italian fashion is exquisite.
The fabrics are beautiful, the lines are usually beautiful, there's always a little edge in there.
I've walked the streets of Milan, and you get to see these really kind of brilliant, very new fashion statements that people are making.
Italians rule with fashion, jewelry, food, and love.
So what are the key mistakes that one should never make when she or he gets ready and dresses up?
Let's start with men. I think that the most common mistakes for a man, especially in the United States, is to buy a jacket, a pair of pants, or a suit that is 1 or 2 sizes bigger. So it is very common. Because there is a concept here that your clothes have to be very comfortable. So comfortable for them means to have something that is bigger. As you know, especially when we're talking about men and sartorial clothes, we build the garment in a very comfortable way because it's a higher armhole, soft shoulder, so it's already built in the comfort that you need to have.
Yes.
If you have a lot of fabrics underneath your armhole, actually it's less comfortable because you're carrying on a lot of fabrics that pulls the jacket all over the places. So try to have somebody help you when you shop to find your right size. And if what you're buying is the right fit and is well made, will work very well for you, and you can maybe fly for 8 hours on a plane without taking off your jacket. Another mistake is, or something that you should be doing, is to try to really not to have different colors that don't agree with each other.
And what tips can you give, being the fashion guru that you are, to our American audience that sometimes makes these mistakes?
Keep it simple. Try to, again, see what works for you, for your body. You know, women, for example, I always suggest look at your lifestyle. You know, look at what you do during your day, what you do during the weekend, and try to have clothes that are good for that lifestyle. Don't buy something because a designer told you to do so. Or don't buy something because you saw it in the magazine. Something that works for you doesn't work for another woman, and vice versa. So try to build your own wardrobe according to your personality and your lifestyle. Don't be slave of whatever the fashion business tells you and wants you to wear.
Today we have learned a lot about fashion and elegance, and as Audrey Hepburn used to say, elegance is the only beauty that never fades away. Goodbye and arrivederci.
This episode of The Italian Mentor is brought to you by Azienda Agricola Mulinello. And Tenute Gigliotto.